Now presenting my screen. Just tell me whether it is visible to you. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Screen is visible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Today we'll discuss something about the education in ancient India. What are the objectives and what are the methods of teaching during the Asian period. So the main objective of education in ancient India was self-realization, or you can say the more deeper or more highest level of self-realization is moksha, salvation of life. Because the ultimate, this is the ultimate objective of education in earlier period, uh, which you can say is the objective of yoga. So that's why in ancient period this yoga is too much attached to it is the main ingredient of, or you can say the main theme of education in ancient India, yoga. So it means the liberation from the cycle of death and rebirth that we call the sansara chakra. So such a high level of knowledge is required to attain that objective. Now there are other objectives also, because this is the ultimate goal, ultimate objective. But everyone who are studying, who were there as a student or disciples, doesn't reach to that highest aim or the objective, the main objective. But there are certain other objectives also, because so many abilities, so many skills they develop during this period. So other objectives are, because education was a matter of, individual concern. So the focus was on personality development of the student by taking into account their inner and outer perspectives, because it is a this education was identified as a process leading to inner progression and self fulfillment. So the teacher implement all the techniques, procedures and approaches to, so that the concern could be understood by the student properly. So that was the duty of a teacher. So the progression means training of that particular student or a pupil mind as an instrument of acquiring the knowledge or skill, and it improves their creative abilities also. So that's why one of the objective is improvement of critical creative abilities. And also because everything depends on their skill, their mind, so the thinking principle was estimated higher than the subject of thinking. So the primary subject of education was the mind itself, so control of this mental activities. And there are certain mental abilities means how to process your mind in a particular condition, how to deal with those situations. Because the human soul generally attracted towards the external world, the physical world, the material world, the concrete world. So learners achieve this, control of mental activities, which connected with the concrete world. That's what we call that chitta vritti nirodha. So that was the main objective of this education in ancient India. So and they believe in action and a doctrine of action. That means the philosophy of action, the philosophy of karma. That is the karma yoga we call. And that occupies a very significant place. And there are other vocational educations also. Many professions or arts, you can say, they learn during those period of, you know, when they were in ashram or gurukuls, like weaving, dyeing of clothing, then jewelry making, or maybe some, manufacturing of a bow or some weapons, and art of, training animals for the war, or whatever purpose they need for. So this all those things can come under this term education. And the design of curriculum, what to teach, was also very, very important. So the student would work for self-purpose and apply their skills and knowledge for the development of society, family, and the nation in which they belong. So this is very much important, because in earlier days books were not used as a source of learning. There was oral transmission of knowledge, and listening to the teacher and meditation during the Vedic education. And at a later stage, the text education was there, and it was written on the leaf of a tree, a banyan tree, or the wider subjects were included, like for acquiring the knowledge or the values or the culture and the morals, principles. So student would acquire practical knowledge as well as through the world, through the society. So this acquisition of knowledge, acquisition of education, uh, students were, give up all the material wealth and comforts. They have to stay uh, far from their family, far from the comfort of a family, whatever their family background was, doesn't matter. They have to stay there, eat whatever is offer, whatever was offered to them. So this, during the process of education, students used to stay there itself in gurukuls or ashrams, and they have to work very hard for getting whatever what teacher had, their skills and the knowledge they have. So under this Vedic education, the spatial attention was paid to correct the pronunciation of words, shlokas or pads or sutras, or even you can say letters. And pure oral teaching from the lips of teacher was regarded as purely Vedic. The second method of teaching was Chintan. Here it is written wrong, Chintari. It's Chintan. That means the thinking. Whatever they learn from the teacher, they have to, uh, analyze those teachings, and then they have to implement them into their life. So the discipline of brahmacharya, that is celibacy, was compulsory when they are in um, ashrams or gurukuls. An ancient educational system was compulsorily residential, and it is free of cost most of the time. At the end, they offer to the teacher or to the gurukul whatever their family is supposed to give. It is free. Like it's not compulsory. You have to pay such things and bring such things. Then only you will get admitted. In earlier days, and student used to learn through the, they have seminars, they have discussion, debates. So that way they whatever they think, whatever chintan they have done earlier, whatever teacher taught, and then they discuss among themselves. And the admission of the student is called the Upanayan Sanskar, that is the initiation of the knowledge, initiation of the education, and it starts at the age of 5. All right. Now we come to the word Veda. Veda means knowledge, and that knowledge is like it is a part of your life. It's nitya, it's your routine. So that is the meaning of Veda. Now, how many types of Vedas are there? We know already. You must have learned in previous classes or in your degree that 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, the oldest one, Sama Veda, Yajur Veda, and Atharva Veda. Now, Rig Veda is the earliest one, the first Veda, the oldest one, which comprises of basic principle: plain living, simple living, and high thinking. So uh, you can say it is, the Gayatri mantra, which touches the highest point of knowledge and sustains human souls to this day. So the Rig Veda is a collection of, in some books it is 1017, some books it is 1028 hymns. So, and in that the thousands remain unexplored, like nobody knows about the meaning and what were those hymns. So it mentions also the women rise also, that is called the Brahmavadinis, to denote equality between the sexes in the field of knowledge. And the teacher who teaches this Rig Veda is called Rishi. Alright? And the second one is Samaveda. Samaveda is a collection of verses. So verses means something which is to be, it can be having some flow to say it or to, pronounce it. So this is like to praise God. They are written in those forms. Then Yajurveda is a collection of prose mantra. Prose mantra, or they are also sacred incantations. And through the duty of this chanting of hymns on the occasion of, some sacrifice, some yagya, you can say, and was mainly undertaken by Hotris. Okay, so Rig Veda, Rishi, Samaveda, then this Yajur Veda. So this was pronounced by Hotris, the first order of priesthood they call. And both Samveda and the Yajur Veda, they are having Gayatri mantras in them. And then Atharva Veda, it again, it's containing the description of, it's somewhat very much different than the earlier 3, because it uh, contains art, science, and various other rituals also. So this is thoroughly secular in character, not you know uh, giving some attention to a particular religion. So this is having the description of various forms, arts. It covers medicine also. You know, so how to treat the people facing some disease or illness. So there are. It's a vast Veda which covers so many streams, so many uh, um, things in that. So the Rig Veda is also called Rig Veda Samhita. Samhita means a collection. So this is the, you can say, the institutionalization of rituals, which brought into effect into two major changes. So, firstly, it brought into existence the god is there and with their respective powers. So, it describes all those powers of a god. And secondly, it gave rise to the priestly class, the Brahmin class. So, uh, this is, you can say, the Vedic education was also, included some sutras and Brahmananism also. So, pure oral teaching is purely Vedic, and thinking also, which is we call the Chintan Manana. So, chronologically, Vedas can be divided into two parts: the earlier Vedic period, that is 1500 to 1000 BCE, when most of the Rig Vedas was composed, and then later Vedic period from 1000 to 600 BCE, when remaining Vedas were composed. Now, the basic classification of the text here only, this is slide I have written like Shrutis and about the Shrutis and Smritis. So, some are Shrutis which can be, heard. So the four Vedas and 108 Upanishads, they are under the Shruti Grantha. And then some texts are remembered, like what is to be remembered, that is in Hindi, it is called Smriti. So like Bhagavad Gita and 18 Puranas and Artha Shastra and Tantra Shastra all come under this term Smriti. So you just remember the Shruti, what the Shruti stands for, what Smriti stands for. Now there are some proof available for the women education as well. There was a high standard of learning for women also. At home they can learn art, music, dancing and all. But otherwise, if they want to pursue more studies, so they also undergo Upnayana ceremony. So two types of educated women were there during the ancient period. That is Sadhyodavahas, that means who pursued studies till their marriage, and Brahmavadinis, which pursued their studies throughout their lives and they didn't marry. So these are the two types of educated women during the ancient India. And there are various subjects in Vedic education. Uh, Here it is written in short that history, that is Itihas in Hindi, logic, then Mimamsa, that is the interpretation, the description or analytical part, then Shilpa Shastra, which is architecture, then polity, and agriculture also, trade, business, marketing and all. Then archery that they used during the war times. Dhanurvidya, more specifically, because during those times there was no, guns or uh, bombs and all kind of weapons. Only archery, only Dhanurvidya they have to learn in the Gurukuls and ashrams. And then various types of games and physical activity, vyayam you can say. So these are the subjects they have to learn. Am I audible to you? Everything is clear?
What is polity, ma'am? Is it typo mistake? Is it poultry or something?
Sorry?
The Polity, is it poultry, ma'am?
Polity means you can say how to run, how to rule, how to run politics, you can say. All
Okay,
right?
ma'am. Okay.
Yeah. So in that polity, how to run, how to, administer a particular state or a nation by the king and the subordinates, their ministers. They have to learn something extra from, all those things. So that is polity. It includes Artha Shastra also, that economy of that state, and how to rule, how, the diplomacy, uh, making relation with the nearby states. So all those comes under polity. Now the Vedic education we covered. Now the Buddhist education. Now Buddhist education is termed as non-Vedic philosophy, because they reject all those, Brahmanism and some which we call karma kanda type of things, rituals and all. They believe uh, the- that their belief system is different. So they are called non-Vedic philosophy. So this education started 26 years ago, after the Siddhartha became Buddha. He enlightened and gained the knowledge, gained the, the essence of life, how to live life, and how to, get detached from all those materialistic world, which is, you can say it because it always gives you dukh, the suffering. So here in this type of education, Buddhist education, no caste system was there. Everyone who wants to, who was seeker of knowledge, or anybody can go and can get that knowledge, get that education. So Lord Buddha delivered first sermon in the village of Sarna, and this event was called a turning of the wheel of law, that is the Dharma Chakra Pravardhana. So, first sermon was delivered in the village of Sarnath, and it is called the Dharma Chakra Pravardhana. And in this Buddhist education, the education started at the age of 8 years. After the ceremony, this uh, Pravrajya or Prabhajya ceremony they call, and Buddha's teaching was oral. Okay, uh, Gautam Buddha never uh, wrote anything on a leaf or any other stone or something like that. But it was later written down by followers around 25 BCE. The language is Pali. All right, remember this, Pali language. It is just I think it's a group of symbols. So not particular script or something like that. Now, four noble truths are there Buddha, in Buddhism. First, you might have learned earlier also in Patanjali Yoga Sutra. What for that? Anybody remembers Patanjali Yoga
Hey,
Sutra?
hey,
Yes.
hey, 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 tu Hanam Hanupai.
No, ma'am is not audible to us, ma'am also. Ma'am left. I think she has network problem.
Oh, I was thinking my network problem, so I didn't want to disturb the class. I messaged. Thank you.
Your screen is visible to you, everyone? Hello?
No, ma'am. Your voice
Hello?
is breaking, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, it
It's
is
visible?
visible now. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we will hear four noble truths in Buddhism. Have you heard about something like that in the past?
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
My
Ma'am, your
voice is
voice is
breaking.
breaking. Yes, yes, yes.
Some network issues there, I think. Is it coming now properly?
Yeah, yeah. Now it is coming, ma'am.
Okay. So have you heard somewhere this whole truths?
Yes, ma'am.
Are others able to say what ma'am is sharing?
No.
No, the
No,
words
right?
are different, but the meaning is same.
No, no, ma'am, your PDF we are not able to see. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
PDF is okay.
Yes, ma'am. Your screen is not visible to us, ma'am. Yes, now it's.
Again, I'm sharing. Just tell me. Visible?
Not
Hello?
it, ma'am, not it. Only the symbol is coming, ma'am. Yeah, yeah, it is coming now. Yes,
It is shown?
yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, Lord Buddha given four noble truths in Buddhism. So the first one is dukkha, that is the suffering, and second is samudaya, that is the cause of suffering. What are the causes which people suffer? And then third is nirodha, how to get rid of all those suffering, extinguish. How to end those sufferings. For what is the the formula how to get rid or how to end those suffering, what the causes of the suffering. For that he given ashtanga marg, all right, that we call eightfold path. So what is that eightfold path? So he has given eight, the principles which a person has to follow. The first one is right view. Second is right intention. Third is right speech. Then right action. Then right livelihood and mindfulness and right effort. How you, put effort, or how you do things for your livelihood. And then right concentration. So these are the essence of Buddhism, and this essence of Buddhism is the attainment of enlightenment. So you have to strict yourself under this eight paths, which consists of various interconnected activities related to knowledge, conduct, and meditative practices. And in Buddhism, there is no supreme God or deity is there. So the ultimate goal of Buddha's teaching was the attainment of, nirvana or moksha, which was not a place, but it's an experience. You could be, a person who attained this in your life itself. So this is what the main thing in Buddhist education. Now,
Ma'am, please share the last slide, please, just for a second.
yes, this one,
No, the previous one.
Four Noble Truths.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. That's it.
Okay. Okay. Now there are some councils were conducted. Major councils were four. So the first council, actually, these are, where these teachings of Buddhas were given to the world. The first council was in 483 BCE in Satapani cave at Rajgirah. And here the teachings of Buddha were divided into three pitaks. The first is Vinay Pitak, where the rules of conduct and discipline. Then Sutta Pitak, this is the main teaching or the Dhamma of Buddha. The main teaching is called the Dhamma. All right. And then Abhidhamma Pitaka, which is the philosophical analysis and, systematization of teaching. So this you have to remember, all right, three Pitakas and these councils. So the second council was conducted in Vaishali. All right, just remember these places where they conducted. Third council in Pataliputra under the patronage of Ashoka, and then fourth council in Kundalwan in Kashmir. And later, this Buddhism was divided into two sects, Mahayana and Hinayana. And Mahayana means, Maha means the great, and Yana means vehicle. So Mahayana means great vehicle, and this branch, or this sect believes in the higher order and idol worship of Buddha, and it spreads in nearby countries like China, Korea, Tibet, Japan. And one of the school of Mahayana is Zen, Zen, Zen. And the second one is Hinayana. Hin means less, and vehicle. Yana means vehicle. So Hinayana means lesser vehicle, and they believe in original teaching of Buddha or doctrine of elders. And one of the sect is Theravada in Hinayana. So Buddhism is a way of a soft diplomacy, you can say, which was liberal than Vedic approach, because later the Vedic education was not given to any individual. Like certain sections of the societies they only are eligible to, go to the gurukuls and ashram. And that type of, sectionism is not there in Buddhism. They are liberal, and it promoted the spread of Indian culture to, other parts of Asia. And the effective, the revitalization of, Nalanda University project and encouragement of Buddhist studies in a well-established universities. So in an international community or international, the people who are the seekers, they can come and, have those education. Other educations are also there, like Jainism and during Mauryan periods, during Gupta period, but that was not much of importance at present. Now, post Vedic education also, acha, this slide, I think it, okay. Now, post Vedic education also continued with three types of institutions, which we call gurukuls or parishads and sammelans. Parishad means for the academic one. Gurukuls, there are so many other fields included. Sammelans means conferences. They have to, gather at one place and share their views, share their analysis, and debate on a particular subject. And there was expansion of education in later stages. Some monasteries and viharas were established, and monasteries are also became, full-fledged centers of education. Oldest ones are Nalanda and Takshashila, which developed into universities of international importance. Now, the teachers. There are various types of teachers who teaches various things and in different manner. Like the first one is acharyas. So acharyas who teaches Vedas without charging fees from the student. In earlier, in ancient India, we are talking about. Then upadhyayas are, they have to earn their livelihood and taught only some portion of Veda or Vedangs, and they have to like teach the student or disciple has to pay something or offer to them something. And then charkas, so they are the wandering scholars, and to visit the nation or the for the higher knowledge. And you know so they like who's one of the Chinese seeker, Huan Sang, who gained the knowledge in this way. Like they have to wander and learn whatever per particular place offer to them. They stay there, and they analyze what things they are getting from there. And then there is gurus. Guru used to lead a grasta life. They are a family. They were are a family person, and by imparting education, and they maintain their family also. And then shikshaks, they are the instructors of, in the field of arts and science, so they are called shikshaks. And accordingly, there are various educational institutions. Like one of them is Gurukul. Is actually a house of a teacher, who was a settled householder. So there itself, they have to recite their family and all, and they teach uh, the pupil or the students. And then Parishad, here student usually settle for higher education. So like they are having some Brahmins and number of Brahmins, and they are well versed in philosophy or theology, law. So they teach those kind of things. Then there are
Didn't get the Parishad. Will you please explain Parishad again?
Parishad. There you have to. There are more number of Brahmins. Like Gurukul, there is only one teacher. Okay, one main teacher and his family. And Parishad, there are more Brahmins, three Brahmins, or maybe the number as the time passes, they may grow to 15, 10, 20 Brahmins, and they are well versed in philosophy. Well, they have command in philosophy or theology, or some of the Brahmins in law. So that Sangam was also such a parishad during the earlier centuries, and uh, so that type of gatherings is called parishad. Then Goshti is conference, you can say, Goshti, and they were a national gathering summoned by like a particular king. He organized some Goshti or Sammelan, and gave invitation to various rishis or munis, like the experts in a particular field or a particular topic. So they gather at one place and exchange their views. Then ashrams. This is the educational institutions, means how you get educated from a place, and then the educational debates or educational seminars. And some ashrams were also there, where the students from distant and different parts of the country flocked together for learning around, some sages and saints were there, like so that way it may be like for worshipping, what are the verses, what are the rituals, so they learn in those ashrams. Then Vidyapitha was also an educational institution for spiritual aspects, started by great acharyas, like Sri Shankara started such institution in Sri Rangiri, Kanchi, Dwarka, Puri, and Badrinath. And so those are the Vidyapeeths. Then Ghatikas, then Mathas, you know, they were mainly for residing and receiving religious and secular instructions. So Matha belongs to Shiva, maybe Shiva, maybe Vaishnava, depends. These both sects, there are different mathas, and they learn about their teachings, which was the commentary or by some sages. So accordingly, they taught these subjects. Then viharas are also there. Viharas are actually Buddhist monasteries where all Buddhist preaching and philosophy were taught. So this is all about the education in ancient India. Now tomorrow we'll discuss these topic. What were the main educational institution during the ancient India? We'll close here itself. So if you have any doubt, so you can ask.
Ma'am, when you say made of Dhamma of Buddha, what exactly is Dhamma, ma'am? I have heard this many a times, but not sure what is this Dhamma. Any idea, ma'am?
Dhamma means the teachings of Buddhism, like, and whatever they taught, what you if you accept those teachings, then this word Dhamma come into existence.
Basically, their teachings, ma'am.